Shannon Brown. I'm here with Ecosystem Regeneration Artisans to present this green infrastructure project that is Rainscape by the Medina River. We captured 16,553 gallons in the earthworks alone here, but if we calculate the soil as well, we get greater water storage capacity. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later, but first I want to give you some insight into our design process, which involves looking at the watershed and analyzing where we can capture the most water effectively. We look at where the micro watershed basins or drainage basins are, and we also look at where the watershed networks form. That's the lowest point, marked by the blue line, and from that we place the rain garden and bioswales. For bioswales in the backyard, we're going to also grow fruit trees on those terraces, and this gives us an opportunity to amend that soil so that it can support that kind of abundant perennial fruit crop. Every piece of land is part of a watershed, and too often we have flashy watersheds in Texas that shed water rapidly and cause flash flooding in local creeks and rivers. Rainscapes like this are a solution to that problem. We reduce the amount of water during peak flows that's rapidly going to those rivers. We slow that water down, spread it out, and sink it into our landscape. That allows the groundwater to recharge and slowly reach the rivers as spring flows. So this is landscaping that is for the sake of our rivers and for the sake of our water supply. And you can see more examples on our company Facebook page. This is how we do outreach about green infrastructure and spread the word about how our community can be better protected and more resilient in flood scenarios. Next, I want to share with you a video that includes drone footage of the installed Rainscape. So in the front, we have a series of rain gardens connected by dry creeks that accepts water from the porch. The backyard captures water from a large roof and takes the overflow from the 10,000-gallon cistern system and directs that into a series of rain gardens and the bioswale of the orchard. We have plenty of cover crops getting started and preparing the soil. And when we do that, we gain an increase in soil organic carbon. We've inoculated with mycorrhizal fungi, and we've also got deep perennial roots of native bunch grasses getting started. This is all going to help increase the soil organic carbon. And with every 1% increase in soil organic carbon, in the 2.9 acres of this site, we can gain a 600,000, 31, and 195 gallons of water storage capacity. And that's just in the first 6 inches. If we go down deeper, we get more water storage capacity. So it really is amazing how the soil can act as a sponge and is our largest green infrastructure tool in this installation, which is why none of these rain gardens are lined. They all infiltrate and feed back into the groundwater supply. This series of basins on the side yard, we call it a bison biomimicry section. We've got all of the big 4 native grasses in there, and we recreate the bison wallows, which would have had low-lying wet spots and then higher dry spots, which allows for diversity in types of vegetation. 140 different species of native plants were used in this installation. Many of them were from local genetics, grown by a local nursery or grown by ERA in our nursery in San Antonio. That corner rain garden is a really great microclimate that should stay warm in the cold seasons, and our clients plan to hang a hammock there to enjoy. That lowest rain garden captures water that runs off from that new access road for their rain. We upcycled a lot of things in this design, like the patio pavers that we used for the permeable area by the oak tree. We also created these raised beds with an old air conditioner and cedar posts around the ranch. That was our client's clever project that he contributed to this Rainscape, and they're really gorgeous and a really great example of the ethics here that are involved in this type of work. Our clients are going to enjoy a really high quality of life here for their golden years. They're going to get to harvest perennial crops and also eat their tomatoes and other annual vegetables like squash. This is our drain garden. This accepts the water overflow from the 10,000-gallon cistern system, which comes out through that green pop-out. It fills that basin, goes out into the orchard bioswales, and then it overflows out that grate. This whole system is all about catching water in the soil and improving our watersheds, reducing flash flooding through our landscape. Thank you.